Hey guys, so here is the 6th boss in the raid, Nerebar Palace. This is Nexus Princess Ky'veza. Pure single target fight. If you already know from Heroic and Normal, this fight is already crazy, but Mythic, it is just insane. So for starters, as you see, we have markers pointed down. The portals, or the clones that she drops that suck you in, you will start with 5 off rip. So behind these markers is where everyone is going to be putting the range they're going to be putting the clones, the portals, and melee don't get it, which is really good. So you'll see soon enough. We're just going to do the standard opener. This fight is 6 minutes and 30 seconds to 7 minutes. Like, if you don't kill it in between that time frame, you're basically, she's enraged and you die. So really fun fight, down to the wire. Literally, you'll see at the end. But you see here, our range get it, and they go to each marker. Do note that if you get Bop, you don't get Queensbane and you don't have to move out. As you see, the range that don't get Queensbane move out, and then they spawn 5 lines instead of 3. And everyone gets sucked to the middle. Just doing our standard rotation, right? And here, now we have markers. Each person who gets targeted goes to a marker, one every other. So for example, if you get orange, you're going to diamond. If you get diamond, you're going to X. Now you're dodging lines and all this. As you see, it's already super chaotic and the fight just started. You see, we're doing it again. And now, the next lines, instead of going to the markers, everyone is going through the boss. That's one of the new Mythic mechanics as well. You need to hit her or else she explodes it. For this fight, you know, you could play all 3 specs. All 3 are really good. I want to say sub has a little bit of awkward timings, but it is extremely tanky. So if you think you need help, like to help healers and let the raid live longer, definitely play sub. The damage is still the same, just the timings are a lot harder to get around. Assassination as well has some strange timings with Kingsbane, but it's not nearly as bad, but you're not as tanky. So here, it's the same mechanic as Heroic. You're getting regicides, the lines, and you're having to dodge the circles. We have all of our melee basically around the boss spread as evenly as possible. Then behind them are the healers, who each have their own quadrant. And then in the very far back, each range have their own like slice. And see, if you've done this part and you've got up to here, the fight is exactly the same throughout. So now it's just going to repeat itself. Ranged, 5 ranged are going to get markers. They're going to drop them behind the colored markers, and then it's a repeat. So here they are, they're dropping their markers. And now they're going to move out because they're going to get the lines. And then everyone's going to get sucked to the middle. And now the next is going to be the markers, where you stand in a certain marker. And you see they're starting to move. Blue is going to triangle. Diamond is going to star, I believe. And yada yada. These lines will one-shot you in any difficulty, or not in any difficulty, but any line that will hit you is going to one-shot you, so be very mindful. Do not run towards the boss. If you run towards the lines, you're dead for sure, and you cannot cast. You cannot get a cast off when these are happening. You have to move. So now these ones are through the boss. Once again, you see I have Kingsbane up, but I have to run off the boss. That's the awkward timing for Sin. It's not too bad, but that's what it is. You're dodging or dropping portals. Luckily, her hitbox is really big, so you don't really have to be up on her like usually most bosses do, like Ovanax, for example. So don't be super close, or else you're just gonna get sucked into a portal and die instantly. Here we go, intermission again. The nice part about playing Assassination for this is we don't have cooldowns for this, so we can basically just go full survival. You know, pressing Feint, Crimson Vial, and making sure you're alive. And here, It's about to end, so I press cloak. And now same thing once again. But now this is the final one. So on this last intermission will be her enrage. So you got to make sure you're pumping this boss, and you'll see.
Marked for death.
Range are moving out. And then everyone gets sucked in.
Final twilight.
Now I get the I finally get one, so I'm going to a marker. See, I have it on star, so I'm going to blue. And then I step back in, but you want to really make sure you have sprint to run out, because if you don't have sprint, you're not going to make it in time. There we go here. Then we go back to boss. Don't step or else you're going to get sucked into the portal and die.
Final twilight.
And again, through markers, as you see, Kingsbane is up. Small timing thing, but it's fine. The sub timings are so much worse, in my opinion. But if you don't care and you can do it, then it's just as good. See, the portal's a little close here, so everyone's making sure we're max range. If you were anywhere like on top of that boss there, you would get sucked in and just die. And here we go, everyone's alive, we're in our final intermission. And we just gotta pump this boss and make sure everyone lives. If you're comfortable, you can save cloak towards the very end if you think your damage isn't going to make it. I got like really spooked out here, so I just cloaked and made sure I got my entire, CD window off. I felt like that was much more important than holding on to it. So here we go. Right, everyone starts dying, and here's the enrage. Now usually I would have cloak here, so they tried to B-res me, but I just took it anyway. After the pulse, of course. Take the B-res after the pulse. Anyway, I died anyway, but it is what it is. Luckily, our tank and our DK came in insanely clutch. It was really scary that the DK didn't take it, but they clutched it out. And so yeah, that's the entire fight. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below, and of course, I'll put the talents in the description. Thank you for watching.